Welcome to XYZ Wellness. This is Elisa. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be sharing with you a sun flow, and we'll go through all different kinds of variations of sun salutations. So you can start with a basic sun flow with me and progress if that feels good, choosing what feels good today. And before we do get started, please remember to like and subscribe to the videos if you do enjoy them, and I hope that you do. So make sure to click the little button below so that way you'll get notified anytime I post new videos. So we'll get started, and we'll come to the top of our mats. I invite you to maybe have a set of blocks with you just in case you need them, and it's always a good idea to have them. And we'll start in the front of our mats with our feet about hip bone distance apart, coming into mountain pose, allowing the shoulders to relax down away from the ears. And we'll stack head above shoulders, shoulders above hips, and hips above the ankles. So first take in a deep breath. And this first flow that we'll do is perfect if you just have a little bit of space. Maybe you're even on a beautiful balcony overlooking the sun rising. So we'll inhale, swooping the arms up and overhead. And then exhaling, hinging forward, keeping the spine long, coming into a forward fold. We'll inhale halfway to a flat back, lengthening the spine, still keeping the knees bent, maybe bringing hands to our blocks or to our shins, but thinking about lengthening through the spine. Drawing belly button in towards the low back, and then we'll exhale, coming back into our forward fold, and then drawing that belly button in towards the low back. We'll inhale, reverse swan dive. So we'll do that sun flow here a few times, using our exhale to lower, inhaling halfway, exhaling forward fold, inhaling to mountain, exhaling swan dive, inhaling to extend, letting the gaze come down towards the floor, exhaling, rounding, and then inhaling back up to mountain pose, bringing hands together at the heart. So we'll start to add on here, bringing that inhale to the sky, exhaling, big hinge in the hips, forward fold, inhaling to extend. This time as we inhale, we'll step the right foot back, lowering the knee down to the ground, coming into a low lunge, bringing hands to our blocks perhaps, extending the heart forward as we relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then bringing hands to the floor, we'll step the left foot back to meet the right, either coming into child's pose, or we could perhaps come into downward facing dog. Your choice right here. We've chosen down dog. We can lower knees down to the ground, coming into child's, and then inhaling, coming forward into kneeling plank, stacking shoulders above the wrists. Hips are lifted, so rather than sinking through the hips or sagging, we're going to stay strong through the hips. And then exhaling, lowering everything down to the ground, coming into prone position, and we'll extend the legs long. Inhaling, we'll peel the chin and chest away from the floor, drawing shoulders down and back into cobra pose. Exhaling, forehead down to the mat, and then we'll inhale, pushing up and back into child's pose. On our next inhale, taking that right foot forward. So now we're lunging on the other side. Right knee is directly over the ankle, and we'll extend the heart and the chest forward. Bring hands down to the ground. We'll curl our left toes under, and then stepping to the top of our mat into forward fold. Navel is drawing in towards the spine. We'll inhale halfway, finding that flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling to the sky. And then exhaling, we'll sit our hips back and down into chair pose. But only going as far as we can, allowing that spine to be long. Inhaling up. And then exhaling, forward fold. We'll try that all on the other side. Inhaling to flat back, keeping the back of the neck long. Exhaling. This time we'll step the left foot back, lowering the knee down to the ground, coming into that low lunge. Again, maybe bringing hands to our blocks, or maybe up to the front thigh as we draw the low belly away from the leg. Hands could stay on the thigh here, or maybe to prayer, or any other position that might feel good to the arms, so you can lift the arms with the fingertips facing each other. Exhaling, bringing hands down to the floor. We'll step that right foot back. Remember, we can come into child's pose or downward facing dog with the heels reaching down towards the ground, navel drawing into spine. Exhale, we'll bring knees to the ground, lowering the hips. And then inhaling forward, kneeling plank, top of a push-up. Exhaling, using those strong arms, hugging them in towards the body, coming all the way down to the ground. And then, as we inhale, feeling the chin and chest, coming into baby cobra pose, using the strength of the low back here to help us lift. Exhale, we'll bring forehead down, and inhale, pushing up. Exhaling, pushing away, coming back into child's pose. On the next breath in, we'll step the left foot forward, stacking the knee and the ankle, coming into low lunge. Again, maybe choosing a position for the arms here on this side. So whatever feels good, maybe exploring your options as we notice sensations in the legs. And then exhaling, we'll curl our right toes under, and then a big step, or as many steps as we need to come into forward fold at the top of the mat. We'll inhale, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. Mountain pose, Tadasana. And exhaling into chair pose. Inhaling, we'll bring our arms down alongside the body. And we'll start to change this a little bit, maybe adding in some options and perhaps choosing options that we've already visited. So big breath in, exhaling, diving forward. Inhaling to extend the chest, exhaling, forward fold. As we step the right foot back this time, we can either lower the knee to the ground, or we could keep that knee lifted. So whatever feels better in your body today, and allowing the intelligence of your body to make those choices. Hands could stay on the blocks, or we could maybe lift the arms to the sky or into prayer position, whatever feels good right in this moment. Exhaling, we'll bring hands down to the ground and stepping the left foot back to meet the right. We can either find downward facing dog or child's pose, or maybe coming into tabletop. Going through a few rounds of cat and cow. We'll inhale here forward, coming into plank pose, and we can lower the knees to the ground if that's appropriate for today. But if we're here and we're feeling good, we can stay lifted on the toes, keeping that strong line through the body from the top of the head to the heels, making sure that the hips aren't sinking or lifted. And then if you'd like to try chaturanga today, we'll inhale coming forward on the toes, so just a little bit in front of the shoulders, and then we'll exhale down, uncurling those toes, lifting into an upward facing dog with the knees lifted from the mat, or we could be in cobra pose. Either way, ears are down away from the shoulders, and then we'll push back either into down dog or child's pose. On our next inhale, stepping the right foot forward, finding a lunge on this side with the knee and ankle safely in line with each other. Hands could stay on our blocks, or any other variation for our arms. Bringing hands down to the floor. We'll step that left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, extended mountain pose. Exhaling into chair. So we'll do this one more time on the other side. Moving with the breath. Inhaling to monkey pose, flat back. Exhaling, crown of the head towards the floor. Big step back with the left foot. And again, remembering that left knee can come down to the ground if that feels better for today. Or if we'd like to be lifted, letting that heel reach for the back wall. Remembering that neither version is better, it's just what feels good today. We'll exhale, bringing hands to the floor, and stepping the right foot back to meet the left, finding either child's pose or perhaps down dog. And then as we inhale forward, plank on knees or plank on toes. Inhaling, we'll come forward on to the toes and the balls of the feet, and then lowering into crocodile pose. Uncurling the toes to lift into upward facing dog, or maybe finding our cobra pose. Exhaling into down dog or child's. And then a big step forward with the left foot, maybe giving it a little bit of help if it needs it. Right knee can come down to the ground. Or we can stay lifted. Scissoring those inner thighs together to find some stability in the body. And then exhaling, bringing hands to the ground. If that right knee is on the ground already, we'll lift it by curling the toes under. And then big step to the top of our mats. Softening the knees. We'll inhale to a flat back, lengthening the spine. Thinking about here, creating as much length in the spine as we can, as if the spine were a bungee cord. Letting our gaze rest down towards the floor. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, sweeping the arms out and up. And then exhaling, hands to the heart and chair pose. We'll inhale, bring arms up to the sides. Finding mountain pose. And you can either repeat these options as many times as you like, or just like we should in every practice, we can come to a Shavasana. So we'll take a big swan dive down to the ground, bending the knees, coming onto our bottoms, sending the legs out in front of us. We can use one leg as a handle to help us roll down onto our backs. Maybe hugging the knees in for just a moment, rocking them around. So again, you could repeat that sun salutation portion as much as you'd like, maybe a few rounds if you have a little more time. Or if you'd like, we can now come into Shavasana, bringing the feet down to the floor, and maybe staying here with the knees bent if that feels good. That can help release the low back. Or you could extend the legs onto the mat, allowing the feet to be a little wider than the hips. Arms can come out alongside the body. And taking this time, so Shavasana is always the most important part of our practice. It's the time when we allow the body to assimilate the work that we've done, taking it in and absorbing it. So begin to allow the weight of the body to surrender to the earth, releasing any tightness or tension, and letting the breath start to slow down. So ideally you could stay here for several minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, or however much time you have. But if you need to get back into your day, maybe beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes, rotating through the ankles and the wrists, maybe stretching long, like a nice big morning stretch. And we can bend the knees and turn to one side, coming into baby pose. We'll use our hands to help us lift into a comfortable seat. Bringing hands together at the heart. So thank you so much for sharing this short exploration of sun flow with me. And remember, you can repeat that over and over again. We just did a few moments, a few rounds of it. So if you have time, maybe repeating it or choosing your favorite variation. And again, thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.